Hey there, it's Laura Godwin, your Scentsy Superstar Director. Welcome to our very first Wind Up Wednesday. So I am very excited that you're watching this because it shows me that you're really ready to launch your business off well, whether you've been in Scentsy for years, whether you just started. So I am an 8-year-old Scentsy girl. I started 8 years ago. And I found myself just kind of humdrum in my recruiting, and my sales weren't super awesome. And I just really come face to face with the idea that I needed a goal with a deadline, right? To get me energized and super passionate about doing the things that I really needed and wanted to do in my Scentsy business every single day. And so I decided that I would personally start over. I would pretend like I just pushed that join button. I would pretend like my starter kit was on its way and I was watching for the big brown truck to bring it, right? I wanted a redo. I wanted to start over. And so on April 1st, I decided that I was going to relaunch my business. But I wanted my Scentsy family to do it with me because I knew how successful a relaunch would be. Statistics show that those first 70 days, getting to those 3 levels, boy, they are game changers for how the rest of your business will go and even dictates how great your paycheck is. So I wanted to make this fun. I wanted to make it engaging and cool to be to have like a tribe of people with me on this journey as we're all launching our businesses over again. So I came up with the Scentsational ReStart that began April 1st. So along with getting yourself in gear and excited about doing what you do every single day, there are going to be 3 levels and 3 prizes, just like there was whenever you actually first started Scentsy and you had the Scentsational start, level 1, level 2, level 3. And except this time, I'm going to be the one giving you the prizes instead of Scentsy Corporate. So as a member of my Scentsy family, I want you to know that I'm not just putting this challenge out there for you and telling you what to do. I'm actually doing it with you. And on top of that, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I've got prizes in store for those of you who hit level 1, level 2, or level 3. So there are 3 different ways to win in this Scentsational ReStart program that we're launching. The first way to win is to participate in these Wind Up Wednesday trainings. So why Wednesday? Well, in my opinion, the majority of the world gets paid on Friday. So Wednesday is a wonderful time to get your crap together and realize what you're doing. I know the majority of my customers buy on payday, and the majority of my new recruits sign up to sell under me on payday. So if we get a game plan on these Wind Up Wednesdays, then guess what? Payday is just around the corner. We're going to know exactly what we should do so that we make the most of these paydays for our customers and for our businesses. Now, I'm going to be doing Wind Up Wednesdays for you guys. I want you to think of it kind of like a business meeting of sorts. We're going to do them every single Wednesday evening, and they're going to be different. I'm going to give you tricks and tips and ideas that I'm using and getting results. Then I'm also going to let you hear from some of your Scentsy family that's doing amazing and getting results using different techniques, tips, and tricks that they're loving. So one of the ways I promised that you could win was to simply get on these Wind Up Wednesdays. Participate with us. I'm going to be doing giveaways. We're going to have a ton of fun together, and you can win prizes that way. The second way you can win prizes is, of course, like I've already mentioned, hit level 1, 2, or 3, and you will get a guaranteed, not a drawing, an actual real prize. The third way that you can get a prize is by simply cheering and having Scentsy spirit for your Scentsy family as they go through this relaunch, restart 70-day program. So if you've been in my team very long at all, you know that this is very near and dear to my heart. Scentsy spirit is the game-changing element that takes someone's business or even life from good to great. Having that sweet spirit, getting in there and helping and cheering someone else on, it may be the most key element in someone hitting director and above and actually having a very successful paycheck for life, right? So as I'm watching you guys get in this, form your tribe, help each other out, I'm going to be taking notice, and you might get random happy mail just for cheering on your Scentsy sister or mister. I also love to, I talk to all of you guys, and I love to hear that someone behind the scenes, away from the Facebook wall, they've taken someone under their wing and they've really helped them and mentored them and given them a real sure, solid foundation in a certain subject or topic. So when I hear those stories, that will also motivate me to keep track of who's being showing the most Scentsy spirits. And that is the third way that you can win something special on the 70-day restart program. So why restart? Well, I mentioned briefly that I found myself just kind of in this place where even as a superstar director, I was still recruiting and I'm still selling, but I'm not as passionate about it as I was whenever I first started off on my Scentsy journey. And I went to a retreat with top leaders in our company a couple of weeks ago, and as I was sitting by the pool, it really hit me that I was doing everything right, but I maybe wasn't as successful with it because I wasn't as excited about it. I realized that I didn't have any deadlines, I didn't have any goals, there wasn't any, incentive trip that I was working towards. I also realized that, for the majority of my 8 years, I was using the same terminology, the same lingo, and that can get kind of old, even to my customers, right? So on tonight's Wind Up Wednesday, our very first one, you're going to learn some different lingo. You're going to understand the reasoning behind why I say change is good. Change is healthy for you and for the people that you're selling and marketing to. So I also realized that a fresh new set of milestones was healthy for anybody. I also realized that the things that I did in those first 70 days of my Scentsy journey were very much applicable to what I needed to do today. And I also realized that all these statistics that I knew about people that hit level 1, level 2, or level 3 in the beginning of their Scentsy journey, I realized, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, that hey, if I hit level 1, level 2, or level 3 in the next 70 days, well, then I would continue to see those statistics, amazing statistics, played out in my journey as well. So I'm very excited to tell you that the things that we're going to work together on in these next 70 days are things that aren't just going to bless your paycheck for the 70 days that you're doing them. You're going to reap the benefits even this fall and even next year, because that's how the 70-day program works. So I think that's pretty exciting, and I think one of the best and most exciting parts of this whole thing is that we are a tribe together, and that there's comfort in knowing that you guys are all doing this together with me and that I'm doing it with you. When we first started our Scentsy journey, we got our big box of amazing starter kit contents. We were by ourselves. We maybe had a good sponsor and we had a great team, right? But no one else started on maybe the very same day at the same time. So even though we had a good support system, we maybe felt a little bit isolated, but not now, because every single one of us restarted our Scentsy journey at the same day. So we're all on the same day, and there's comfort, there's strength in numbers, there's comfort in knowing that you're out there doing the very same thing that I'm doing, and I'm doing the very same thing that you are doing. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself right now what you would do with an extra $600 in your bank account every single month. What would that do for you? What would change if on top of what you already make right now in Scentsy, you added $600 to it? So I want you to maybe take a minute, write down what that would do. Would it be that you would drive a different car? Would your kid have braces? Would you have braces? Would you maybe send your kid to a different daycare or have them in a different school? What would $600 do for you every single month? An extra $600. So after you've written that down, I want you to focus on that. And I want you to remember that and plus much more is attainable. When you relaunch your business, you're setting foundations and you're doing things that are going to change your paycheck forever. So each Wind Up Wednesday, I'm going to give you real life ideas, real tips and tricks. I'm not going to ask you to go out and build websites. I'm not going to ask you to pay Google ads or Facebook ads or anything like that. No, these are going to be real tried and true things that you can do, that you can fit into your life even starting tomorrow. You see, I really feel like that when we have tangible goals and real life ideas, that's the game changer. So that's what I'm going to give you during these times. Tonight, we're laying a big foundation. But from now on, we're just going to dive off into the tips and the ideas and the tricks that are proven to make the most of the payday that's coming this Friday. And every Wind Up Wednesday will have a new set of ideas and assignments to help you prepare for that next Friday payday. Now, as we progress in our 70 days, so will the Wind Up Wednesdays. So we're going to start very foundational right now. And then each Wind Up Wednesday, we're going to get a little bit better. My goal with Wind Up Wednesday is that sometimes during the middle of the week, you just need something to wind you up. In your Scentsy business, it's easy to get bogged down with life and homework and laundry and all these things. And it's easy to get, all the way to Sunday and realize that you never really worked your business all week long. Well, Wind Up Wednesday is going to help change that. So we are going to, as a tribe and as your Scentsy mama, we're going to make the most of this time together. And we're going to start right now with 3 assignments that you can use starting tomorrow. All right, so your first assignment is to prepare a list. I want you to watch as I share with you one of the most inspirational videos I've ever seen about how to make a successful list. I'm going to try to share the screen, and hopefully you will be able to see it and hear it very easily. All right, 1 second. All right.
So, first of all, why? Why make a list of 100? I know that you've got all the people that you know in the world on Facebook, or you think you do, but your list of 100 plus is all about expanding outside of people that you know. So you could sit here and try and write your list right now of people in your world. But I find it, and this might not work for everybody, but this is the way I like to write my lists when I think of people. So I'm terrible paper waster, so sorry to all the rainforests and stuff, but I need this to be able to make my brain work. So I've got to now try and hold the camera and write whilst on the camera, which is weird because the pen feels like it's in a different place. So what I do is I take somebody I want to put on my list. So I'm going to start you off with my best friend Katie, okay? So I'm definitely going to add Katie to my list. But before I do that, what I want to think about is who is in Katie's world that I can also add to my list. And I find it really difficult doing it in a line. I feel like I really need what I still call a brainstorm. So, for example, Kate. So I'm going to write all the people that Kate's got in her world, boys as well. So she's got her brother Ashley. I'm not going to write her dad down. But she's got her mum, Julie. She has got, let's see if I can film it and see what I'm doing because it's really hard to write on camera. She's got, I know she goes to Weight Watchers, so she's got her Weight Watchers group, and I know her leader's called Nikki. She has got her Auntie Lynn. Now, her Auntie Lynn has got 2 daughters, Lauren and Kelly. Also, just thinking about it, Ashley has got his wife, Kirsty. And actually, his wife Kirsty has got a brother, but I think he's got a girlfriend called Jasmine, I think. So I'm going to jot that down.
Okay, so we're going to stop there. And I want you to know that that list of 100 idea doesn't have to be a list of 100. It can actually be a list of 10 or a list of 15, but your goal is to get a list of at least 15 people using that cool cloud method that you just watched that amazing girl create. Isn't that genius? I seriously, I wish I could speak like her and have her accent, but I love that idea. It's truly one of my favorite ways to write down our contacts. And now what I want you to do is to pause this video or to, just take a moment to make your list of people and use that and adapt that same method that you just heard for the people that are in your life. Yes, your goal is to get beyond your circle of family and friends. Yes, your goal is to make a big impact on people that you barely know, like the lady that sits next to you at the ballpark, or the lady that maybe, always takes your order at your favorite restaurants. But having fun with it and thinking beyond your everyday people that you talk to is going to be crucial to making this 70 days amazing and rock. Okay, so we're shooting for 15 names. It may be 3 big clouds and 5 people circling those clouds. But this is the heartbeat of your 70-day restart. No list, no customers. This is crucial. All right, so your second assignment for tonight is you need 10, wait for it, scent advocates. Yay! I ask myself over and over, I don't like calling them customers. I told you at the beginning of this training that I didn't really love seeing, my customers. I could see the look on my customer's face whenever I would, say you're my favorite customer, or I love that you're my customer. It just wasn't special to them. And like I told you, I've been using the same lingo for 8 years. So I wanted, and as I was getting ready today, I was like, Lord, what's a cool name? What's a better name for my customers and my hostesses? I don't want to call them hostesses anymore. I don't want to call them customers anymore. And I come up with the word advocate, and then I Googled it to make sure that I wasn't like fruity, because I've been fruity before. So I came up with the word advocate. I want us to have new, fresh lingo. Scent advocates. Don't call them customers or hostesses or even parties anymore. So I would like for you to ask your list, the 15 people that were on your list. I'd love for you to ask them personally, not a group message. Please don't post this on your Facebook wall and expect for people to just start throwing you orders. No, that's not how it works. This is a business, a relationship business. This is a connecting business. But if you personally text, Facebook, call, whatever, 10 or all 15, but hopefully you're going to find 10 advocates, scent advocates that will partner up with you on this journey. Because really, when you think about it, that's exactly what your hostesses are doing, right? They are partnering up with the promise of free and half-price Scentsy, and they're also hoping to help you get success. And they are your success advocates, right? So we're going to call them scent advocates because they're also advocating for their own free and half-price stuff, and that's cool too, right? Okay. So your goal is to use your own personal wording. I can help you with scripts, but my goal is for it to be very warm, and we all have different personalities. And actually, as you reach out to each different person on your cool list, you may change your wording because you may know some of them better than others. So by copying and pasting a script, you're really cutting yourself short of that connection that could be made. So you could say something like, hey, I'm looking for some scent advocates or a scent advocate. Hey, I'm looking for a scent advocate. And your face immediately popped in my heart. And she's going to say to you, what the heck is a scent advocate? And then you're going to tell her. So in my book, in my brain, a scent advocate for me is going to be someone that is either a catalog pusher. They'll just take a catalog to work, put it on the break room, pass it around. A tester sniffer, that's somebody that's actually going to take one of my basket party sets. A Facebooker, which is going to commit to doing maybe a 30-minute Facebook party. Someone that will do an open house or an office event. So as I'm recreating this lingo that that I'm not happy with, I'm bored with saying parties, I'm bored with saying customers. So I'm saying scent advocates, and I'm calling these categories something other than party. If you've followed my trainings at all, you've heard me talk about not using the P word. In this day and age, when you say the word party, it brings a little bit of anxiety. Who's going to watch the kids? Who's going to get the kids to and from ball practice? Where's my husband going to go? Who is going to clean my house? Nowadays when we entertain, it usually means we're having all the kids with us and pizza on the kitchen table, right? Or we go out. And I, in my experience, find that when I ask someone to host a party, they shut down. They immediately form excuses. But I've tried switching my terminology and calling it a show or an event, or using it like a themed party name and not ever using the word party, and the entire experience goes differently because I'm not using a threatening word. Okay, so when you're asking for them to be scent advocates, be prepared for what they're going to get out of it. Because if you only ask someone to be an advocate and they don't know what's in store for them, then they're more than likely not going to go into it very wholeheartedly. So make sure that you are prepared to tell them about our free and half price options. Make sure you are prepared to tell them that as a catalog pusher, they don't have to get any orders. They don't have to do anything over the top. You're going to shower them with free samples or scent circles or whatever you want to shower them with. That is up to you. But make sure they know ahead of time what's in it for them. Then they'll be far more excited about being your scent advocate. Now, the first assignment was to prepare your list. The second assignment was to find those 10 scent advocates. You need them. We need them. We can't do our 70 days without help. Your third and final assignment for tonight is to buy a calendar. You can print it offline as well. You just need a calendar for this month. We'll worry about next month on another Wind Up Wednesday. But for right now, you just need a calendar. Something tangible that you can write and erase and highlight and alter and change and edit. And you also may want it to where you can turn it over to your scent advocate and say, these are the dates that I have open for your open house or for your Facebook 30-minute live. You've got the ability of filling up a calendar only when you own the calendar. It's really hard to fill up a calendar that you're not actually looking at. Get a calendar, the dollar store sells them, and you can print them off online. Just one for this month. Okay, so on our team page, I have given you a special flyer that I've made exclusively for you to use on the 70-day ReStart program. It is something that hopefully will give you energy and excitement whenever you see it. I'd love for you to print it out. Print 3 of them out. Put one on the refrigerator, one in your wallet, and maybe one in your makeup bag. Somewhere where you know you're going to see it often. As you see it every single day, it's going to give you a reminder that level 1 is the very basic level. Your goal is to get to level 1 this month. Level 1 is $1,250 in PRV or 3 personally sponsored new team members that get active. Now, this sounds like it's really big, right? These goals seem impossible, and they did when you first started Scentsy too, right? But that's okay, because now we have a tribe doing this all together. Now me, your Scentsy mama, I'm going to come to you with fresh ideas just like this every single Wind Up Wednesday. You're not in this by yourself now, right? So you can do amazing things. You can blow whatever you did in your first 70 days. You can blow that out of the water. Okay. So I have jotted down 3 real fast ways that I feel extremely confident and sure that if you do these 3 things, I feel crazy sure that you will get to level 1 this month. You heard it. Level 1 this month, not next month, not halfway through your 70 days, now. Here's the 3 ideas. Number 1, host a relaunch party yourself. Do you remember when you first signed up? If you watched any trainings or talked to your sponsor or director at all, you heard them tell you that it was important to schedule a launch party. Well, guess what? As we restart the Scentsational 70-day restart program, it's equally important for you to schedule a relaunch. Now, that relaunch may look a little bit more like an open house, or it may look like an office party. I don't care how you do it or whose house it's at. Just schedule your own relaunch party. It's super important. Imagine that your starter kit has just arrived. Now, what are you going to do with it? You have testers, you have catalogs. Get them under people's eyes and noses. Okay, so the second thing that you can do right now to make sure that you hit level 1 this month is to work really hard to make sure that each of your 10 scent advocates either become a catalog pusher, tester sniffer, Facebook Liver, or open house office party. Get 10 of those advocates to agree to do something for you this month. Make sure they understand what program you're relaunching your business in. Make sure they understand how important this is to you and to your family. But the biggest thing is make sure they understand what's in it for them. So say you have a catalog pusher. In my book, a catalog pusher is probably not going to have any order forms, and I'm probably not going to even worry her with getting to $200. I'm not going to put anything online for her. I'm just simply asking her to share my catalog at her place of business or wherever she goes, right? But what's in it for her? I have to think and make sure that my mindset is being a blessing to my scent advocates, or my business is toast. They'll never want to help me again, and they won't be all gung-ho about doing what I've asked them to do the first time, right? So make sure as you communicate and you ask them to do one of these 4 categories, make sure you are really quick and ready with how it's going to be a benefit and a blessing to them. The last of the 3 ideas that should guarantee you get to level 1 this month is to have a yard sale. It's as simple as that. Have a yard sale, or you can even maybe try to get yourself into a vendor event in your area. That would be super fun. And you can call your Chamber of Commerce and see if there's any cool events that are open in your area to where you could have a table and display your Scentsy stuff at. Just remember that if it's at a retail location, you can only have a display and take orders. You can't cash and carry. But if it's not at a retail establishment, you can actually sell your stuff from the table. That's pretty cool, right? So think yard sales for a second. It is a great time of year right now for yard sales, and they're popping up everywhere. Neighborhood yard sales, church yard sales, just single yard sales. What if you were able to schedule yourself more than 1 yard sale? Yeah, you're going to need some product, and you're going to be able to place orders as well. Just a great way to market yourself and get your name out there in your very own community. So imagine if you called some of the churches to see when their yard sale was going to be. Imagine if you asked around at work to see if any of them lived in a neighborhood that had a big community yard sale. And then see what you can offer them if they would allow you to set up on their lawn on that day. You see, when you have the mindset to help be a blessing to someone else, then it turns out to be a blessing for you too. All right. So that is all for tonight. I hope that this first Wind Up Wednesday gave you a few tangible, real life ideas that you can put in practice and into play tomorrow. Because guess what? Friday payday is coming up. And you got to make the most of it. Because like we said at the beginning of this training, the majority of our customers are buying their Scentsy on their payday, and they're signing up to sell Scentsy on payday. So what are we going to do about it? All right. See you next time. Bye.